Good evening, everyone. This is Master Coach A coming in live for another live edition and live episode of Coach Connect, Who of the Hour. And tonight, I am so privileged to welcome once again in the show. The last time I met this woman is during our Coach Cafe. Okay, that was sometime long ago. And tonight, I'm so privileged to have her back. Our guest for tonight is no other than Coach Tintin De Leon Alcala. She is actually the life coach for teachers and students of the Key School Manila. So she's a certified life coach from the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. She's been certified by me. She is batch 18. Okay, we are now batch 42. Okay, we just concluded batch 42 and this woman is from batch 18. And it's just an honor to welcome her back in this session. And tonight, it's going to be a very beautiful and a very meaningful discussion as we dive into her beautiful topic, her meaningful topic, the mindful teacher, where we're going to be diving into how teachers can still promote and and enjoy mindfulness during this time of pandemic and in a remote learning setup. So if you are one educator, if you are a representative of educational institutions, we know that this season is very challenging, especially for our educators, for our teachers, because the children are now back in school, back in the different platform, and there's a lot of tensions, there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of stress going on. So tonight we're diving into that, and we would like to really allow you to experience the beauty of mindfulness, okay, and bringing this mindfulness idea and practice, incorporating it exactly in the academy right now, you being a teacher and knowing that it is possible. So I'm gonna call on right now no other than, once again, Coach Connect, Who of the Hour, Coach Tintin De Leon Alcala. Coach Tintin, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Coach A. Nice to see you again. Nice to be back. Hi, coaches. I know you're also watching. Good evening.
It's been a long time, Coach Tintin. Before we started, in behalf of the whole tribe, in behalf of the Institute and your coaching family, we would like to share, express our sympathy and share your loss of a father. This is very recently. This is June. Very recent, tama
Yes,
ba?
yes, yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
we extend, Coach, our heartfelt first and foremost gratitude to the man, gratitude to the person who raised you up and allowed you to see the beauty of life. And we were talking behind Karina back on stage, and you are full of gratefulness and readiness when he's about to go. So it's just a beautiful way of looking at life, but I know that it's still painful for you. So let me just ask you, we were talking about it. What's going on with your life? How's life, Coach Tintin?
Moving on. Life has to move on. Death is inevitable and we will all experience that. But I think we can only appreciate the idea of death when we're able to really live our lives fully. And I think my dad was able to do that. My dad, um, ayan, naiyak ako, coach. um, Dad has been a great dad. And I think parang he has done everything for us and no sense in parang grieving for a long time because we
Yeah,
already know that he's now resting with our father, and he deserves that. He deserves that peace and joy that he's
yeah,
experiencing, and it's always been our prayer, no, seeing him suffer for 9 years. No, the first
mhm.
time he had his stroke was 9 years, and seeing him really suffer and see his death deteriorate, parang all our
Yeah,
prayers just for him to really rest
yeah.
and have that, yeah, peaceful
Just be
ano,
home. Just be
yeah,
home. Be
peaceful
home.
homecoming with
Mm,
the Lord.
yeah. Yeah,
But
and it's
I miss
been,
him so much. I miss him so much. I know you're one person who can understand, no, when somebody says na I miss my father, I miss my mother. Kasi ganun pala talaga yung feeling, no? Parang no one
yeah.
can ever be ready for that. Kahit grown up ka na, no one can ever be ready for a death of your parent.
Yes, my father. It's been 2 years, Coach Tian. It never been the same, and there was still a lot of moments that you would really miss him, and the presence. But as we were sharing, back on stage earlier, we were talking about this is also the season where we have to show up, and I could understand the emotions, the feeling, but the sense of responsibility that you just have to show up simply because there are people who believes in you, and it's not about the work, it's not about the money, and but you know that you have to show up because that's exactly what happened to me right after yeah, the cremation of my father. I rested for a day, and the following day I was back. I was having my clients, and a week later, a week, I'm back in class, and I'm doing all these things. It's because we know the need. So I want to dive into that, Coach Tintin. When I saw that training you had, okay, and I'm surprised that your school is so generous that initially this training is open for the teachers in your school, and then I'm so glad that they open it to other people, to others, so not only for the keys teachers, no, they open it to other, and that's such a great expression of compassion, commitment, and social responsibility, because not a lot of school um people will do that, because this is they you are paid to do this. I mean, this is their supposed to be, this is supposed to be their school's program. They own it, and it's supposed to be for their teachers. So Coach Tintin, please extend our gratitude to all the people in your school. If any one of you from Key School of Manila is watching right now, thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you so much for what you're doing, not only for your teachers but even for other educators. And tonight, there's a lot of people who will be blessed. And just if you know somebody who is an educator, please tag them in the comment. Please share this, because this is something that I have a good news for you. Coach Tintin said that if you feel, okay, that this is something that is gonna be helpful and beneficial and can bless you, you know what? Coach Tintin said she can give you the presentation material, because this is a full workshop. And of course, because we are limited by 1 hour, she cannot go through the whole of it. But if you find value in this, then Coach Tintin is so much willing to share this with you. And that's it. I think we're done for tonight. I really, Coach Tintin, we're done for tonight, because I know that when they get hold of the materials, they get in touch with you, the more they will understand how to use it, the more they will value the content and how they can apply it in their schools with their fellow teachers. So Coach Tintin, before I give you really the floor for the presentation, I just want to ask quickly, how is life coaching helping you? I know that the school really hired you for the position, and you're blessed, no? Not a lot of school will also have a life coach. And that's another thing that we have to honor your school, because from the very beginning, they hired a life coach for the students and for the teachers. And Coach Tintin came to our institute to get certified simply because she wants to be responsible for the position that was given to her. So, Coach Tintin, your school have prepared for this. They're so prepared. So how's life coaching really helping the whole setup in the school right now, Coach?
You know what? I agree with you, Coach A, when you said that I'm actually very blessed to be part of this community, Key School Manila. Shout out to the people of Key School Manila.
Yes! Drum roll!
Yeah.
Congratulations po sa inyo!
They know what their teachers need, and they want to care for their teachers, and one way to do that is for me to do this job. No, it was them who allowed me to actually do this for the teachers and for the students. So I thank them,
Yeah.
and I will be forever grateful for my Key School community, for giving me the opportunity to actually do what I love to do.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes. Oo. So actually, the past months have been difficult for the community, not only because we are preparing for the remote setup,
Sap.
the remote learning setup like other schools do, no, but really seeing, I'm not the one ano, I'm not parang part of the team who does the academic preparations, but seeing how the teachers prepare for the academics made me see the struggle of everyone. And
Yeah,
um during the first months of preparation, I can really sense the struggle of the teachers, yung stress nila during the
yeah,
preparation. And sometimes meron ako mga sessions sa gabi sa gabi ng mga teachers, but it's okay. You know what? I welcome them because in that small way, I'm able to help, no, unburden them. So really, these teachers are all out in their preparation for the remote learning program of the school. But then again, there were moments na talagang they were also lost. They were also
yeah.
struggling, just like we all do in this new setup that we
New
have. So
normal, yeah.
yeah, so ako, I'm very happy that Key School Manila acknowledged that na the teachers really need support. So all out din kami sa support when it comes to their emotional needs, their
Yeah.
well-being. So medyo during those times, even if I'm also going through something, but don't get me wrong, no. Key School Manila is so kind and generous that they did not really force me to actually do that during those times that I was still grieving
Grieving.
and mourning. But I felt that this is my way of giving back. This is my way of parang telling the teachers and the key school community that we are all in this together, journeying, struggling, discovering new things because
Yeah.
everything is new for all of us.
Yeah. Coach Ian, is it okay if you just share with us how big is the populations of Key School Manila? How many teachers do we speak there?
Uh, 100 plus faculty, and the
Okay.
student population now is, I think it's more than 300. So it's a
Wow.
relatively small school, no, compared to mga big traditional schools. So and
Okay.
Key School Manila kasi is a progressive school. So ganun lang talaga yung ano niya, yung size niya. We
Yung
cannot go
strategy.
bigger. We cannot
Oo.
go bigger, or we cannot accept too many students kasi progressive education believes na kailangan tutok ka.
Focus.
Parang, oo, one is to 10 yung ratio
Okay.
ng students.
Ratio. Okay.
Mm.
Coach Tintin, do you have a guidance counselor in the school apart from a life coach?
We do have a career counselor, college placement counselor. So,
Okay.
life coach, we have a career counselor. For the career counselor focuses on helping the students with their college application, with their
On,
college preparation, basta anything beyond beyond
the
their
academe.
high school I mean anything beyond keys, no? Yung preparation nila for that.
Galing. So, shout out to the school. Okay, School Manila. Marami pong salamat. Congratulations for preparing. I was very much in amazement when Coach Tintin came to our institute and shared the story of the school. The school, I could remember your story. The school called you and this is the position and your heart was so much in awe. You were so happy. You were jumping because this is really what you wanted to do. And then you get certified. And now, Coach Tintin, this is exactly what they were preparing for. You know, we didn't want a pandemic and the global thing to happen, but I think this is also a moment for us to give honor to whom honor is due. I think we just have to give honor to your school. And when you said that they even opened the door to others to receive your service, that's something. They value what you do. And Coach Tintin, not a lot of life coaches experience what you experience. All right. So
I
it is
agree.
unfortunate.
I
Yeah.
agree. They
It's
allow me to they allow me to do coaching job also outside key. So grabe the support, grabe the trust. So
Kaya
I love
kailangan, oo, kailangan natin talaga silang pasalamatan, coach, kasi po yung hindi lahat ng coaches natin experience the joy, the privilege, and I like what you said that this is also your way of um, payback in gratitude, no? It's not demanded of you, but you have given it freely simply because the school have been very kind to you and they value the profession. So, coach, hindi pa tayo magpapaalam, magtutok ka pa, but can you just give this moment because there's a lot of people watching? Okay, can you just give just a word and an encouragement to all of these people? Meron dito mga unsung heroes, ang mga teachers, totoo po yan. They are the unsung heroes. So, to all the educators, okay, to those of you still sharing this and tagging your friends along, this is a moment, this is a time for them. So yesterday we had Coach Tintin, mindful wellness for Calabarzon, and it was also a welcome discussions for the teachers because they badly needed it this time. So, Coach Tintin, can you just say hello to them and give them some inspirational and coaching encouragement because you are so blessed that you can do the profession openly.
for thank you, Coach A, for giving me this opportunity to talk to a bigger population. No, for those teachers watching now, hang in there. Okay, hang there. Uh, and I guess it's also good to be humble enough to ask help at this point. No,
Yeah.
teachers are regarded as superheroes of their students. But you see, superheroes also have their weaknesses. So it's okay. It's okay if you feel vulnerable at this point, and if you feel so confused about everything that's happening, it's okay. I think you have been told that your reactions are normal in this abnormal
Yes.
situation. So you are not alone. We are all in this together, discovering things, and hopefully we'll be able to make things better as we go on, diba? So we learn as we go on. And
Yep.
that's the thing. We're not
Yeah.
supposed to stop because we're not only thinking of ourselves, we're also thinking of our students. And they're the most important part of what we do, right? So
Yes.
yeah, just ask for help. We're here. We're here.
Thank you so much. So, Coach Tintin, can you prepare your materials now? I'm sure everybody is excited for this. So, Coach
Yeah,
Tintin will
so
just go through some of the key points. So, just you have an idea of what this material, this workshop is all about. And then again, once again, if you are interested, you'll get in touch with Coach Tintin. She'll gladly give it to you with blessing of the school. So, mabuhay po talaga ang ang pamunuan ng eskwelahan ni Coach Tintin for allowing us this opportunity to really get the materials and learn and experience the joy, the peace that comes from this workshop. Okay, Coach Tintin?
okay, so just like what Coach A said a while ago, in the interest of time, I will just share the important parts of the workshop. So let me begin. Okay, let me just share my screen.
Screen.
So there. Can you see that? Okay, so I've actually started the workshop by showing this photo. No, so when you are with students, you start roll calling your students, and your students would say present, present. But for today, for that particular workshop, um, I contextualize the word present not as being only physically present, but really being present
Mentally.
with your, yeah, in all aspect.
That's
Okay,
right.
especially mentally, psychologically, being present at the moment. So it was entitled The Mindful Teacher. Okay, wait. Oh, what happened? Okay. Yes, I am an educator, but I am not a techie person. Okay. So, I asked them about I talked to them about noticing, no, the art of noticing, because sometimes pag nag-go through na tayo ng day natin, it's parang we don't have that we don't take that moment to notice the things around us. And
That's right.
when we talk about mindfulness, it's actually noticing the things around you. So noticing what you notice. Sometimes you get to focus on an object, or you get to listen to something, tapos parang feeling mo I still want to listen to it. So that's noticing,
Yeah.
no? Noticing what you notice. So mindfulness begins with that. You have to learn to notice what you notice. And I've started the workshop by asking the teachers to actually notice their breathing. Okay, we begin
Yeah.
with this very basic exercise of mindful breathing. Sometimes
Breathing.
would say na parang sino ba, lahat naman tayo nabe-breathe talaga, but you see
Yeah.
there is a proper way of doing that, and when we call that mindful breathing, no.
Breathing.
um that's parang Coach A, have you experienced that, talagang yung scooping air from your diaphragm and then holding
Yeah.
for five
Bre-
counts and then
yeah.
releasing it? You
Yep.
don't just release it right away. You release it in
You
three
hold
counts,
it.
five counts. Yes, hold
Yeah.
it and then release it in three
Release.
counts
Yeah.
also. So that's what we call mindful breathing. We
That's
begin
right.
with that. Yeah. And then, okay, just like what I've said, no, I asked them to go through this exercise. But again, if you want this material, I can give it to you. So I proceeded with defining what mindfulness is, and I have this ebook from Elaine Snell. She
Okay.
defined, yeah, Elaine Snell from her book Sitting Like a Frog. She defined mindfulness as nothing other than present moment awareness, an
Yeah.
open, friendly willingness to understand what is going on in and around you. It means living in the present moment without
Yeah.
judging or ignoring anything or getting carried away by the pressures of everyday life. So sometimes it's easier said than done when you say, be mindful and be aware of the present moment. But the difficulty really is trying to focus. Sometimes
Absolutely.
we are all like children, very restless on our seat and not being able to focus. But mindfulness really begins with that, no? Even the feelings of discomfort should be recognized and acknowledged. So sometimes
Absolutely.
our tendency, di ba, our tendency, Coach A, is to dismiss the feelings that give us discomfort. For us, it's not welcome, it's a negative feeling and all. But when you say mindfulness, it's really the awareness of everything that you feel in the present.
Acknowledge.
Yeah, you acknowledge it. You tell yourself, yes, I feel this. And
Yeah.
you don't judge. You don't judge the thought. You don't say,
Yeah. It's
never mind.
negative. Yeah.
Oo,
That's the
okay
point
lang yan.
there.
Oo,
Non-judgmental. That's
be
being in the
happy.
present.
Oo,
Yep.
'di ba 'pag nasabi natin na, "Yeah, I'm sad." No, don't be sad, be happy. But you see,
No.
it's judging that feeling. Why don't you just sit down, sit through that emotion, and just listen what that sadness is
Means.
telling you,
Yeah.
right? So
Yep.
that's one way to be mindful.
Yep.
So really, being mindful is just being in the present. Okay,
Yeah.
sometimes we are too anxious of what's going to happen in the future. Or
That's right.
sometimes we are so burdened with what happened in the past. But you see, these things are beyond us. We do not have control over these things, right? So when we say be mindful, be
Mindful.
present. These are the things beyond, these are the things within our control, just like our emotions. So we have to believe that we are not really in control, but we can manage our emotions, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So mindfulness is being present, and that presence enables us to be simply here
Simply
in
here.
with this moment, with these feelings and
Feelings.
thoughts, open, curious, generous, and without an immediate opinion, present in all those moments of happiness, misfortune, routine, and everything in between. The more present you are, the less you miss. This
That's
is never
right.
a fun or good or bad, just being fully present is enough. So this is also from Elaine Snell from her book Sitting Like a Frog. So I asked the teachers, no, so when I asked them to go through the mindfulness exercise, I asked them if parang what was that like for them? Was it difficult? So some teachers would say it's really difficult to focus. It's really difficult to sit still because you're thinking of a lot of things and all. So I just assure them that it's okay, especially for those who are beginning to actually go
First
through the
time.
exercise or learning the exercise. It's not going to be very easy, but when you get used to doing the exercise, sobrang sarap ng feeling. Sobrang sarap ng feeling. So I really encourage all of you, especially the educators out there, no? Especially in our context now na we are expected to be online all the time. Just like what
Yes.
I've said to Coach A while ago, teachers are online and on the line also.
Yan. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I just contextualize this, no? So how do we begin the practice in our respective classrooms? When I say respective classrooms here, I am referring to our remote classrooms because school will not be back until everything is ano, until we
Done
have,
and settled.
right? So we're talking about here the remote classroom. So there are four points that I want you to remember when you want to begin the mindfulness in your classroom. But the very first thing that I have to tell you first is you have to practice mindfulness yourself. So we cannot just teach mindfulness to our children or to our
Without doing.
without modeling it. So it's very important, especially teachers, no? We are expected to model the behavior that we want to or that we expect our children to manifest. So,
That's right.
yeah, the best way to is so I told them that the best way to teach mindfulness is to be mindful yourself. Okay, so
Yes.
in a remote setup, you just have to convert person to person techniques and create a mindfulness approach to an increasingly stressed, anxious, and remote student body. That's from Aurora Bonner.
Yes.
So, number one tip is to be present. So, just like what we've said a while ago, just be in the moment, just be present. Okay, now, how do we translate that in the classroom? No, when you are in the present, when you are aware of what's happening, you are also aware of the distractions. And I know that
Absolutely.
some teachers have experienced that already. No, distractions from the noise you see around while you're conducting your online class.
Class.
You will see the construction out there. You can see a lot. So welcome these distractions. These are normal in this abnormal circumstance that we have, no? And
That's right.
yeah, sometimes we are used to responding in an autopilot responses, and it's okay. It's okay. 'Di ba? Kung feeling mo mas mabilis, "O, sige, ito na lang, sige. Okay lang 'yan. Don't pressure yourself, no? Next, welcome no nonsense conversations. Um Maybe this is one struggle of a classroom teacher, no, to actually put yourself in a remote setup, parang setting aside how things were in a physical classroom, because it's very easy, Coach A, to say I want you to keep quiet. You are distracting your classmates and all. But but in a remote setup, Aurora Bonner is saying you have to be considerate of all these things, these little things. You know what? Because it's not easy. It's not easy making your house as your learning place. Kasi, di ba, we are
Yeah.
used to going to a physical school. Even us, di ba, even us teachers or even us adults, alam natin na may boundaries. My home is my sacred space.
May
After,
rest time.
'di ba, after 4, okay na ako. Tapos na ako sa work and all. But really, we are all struggling in this context. So let's all be considerate. Considerate
That's
of our
right.
students and considerate of yourself also. Okay,
That's
number
right.
2 is to check in. Okay, to check in. Now, some teachers are so excited to share their lessons that sometimes they forget the most important part of the day of a student, no, just checking in on them and asking them
Yes.
questions. So before you discuss those well prepared lessons, don't forget to ask them how they are. Okay, because
Yeah.
sometimes listening to them, getting their context will make you really understand what's happening at home. And some students would not even share, no, would not even share what's the chaos that they're experiencing in the classroom. But you can feel, you can feel as a teacher. So don't miss that moment to ask your students, how are you? Is anyone here struggling with this? How can I help you? Right? So these questions are basic, but the trick is for the students to be given time to respond. Give
To
them time.
answer.
Yeah. So if they're quiet for a bit, let them think of their answers. Let them feel the level of comfortability, kung sasabihin niya ba sa'yo or nahihiya ba ako na ito talaga yung concern ko and all. But the tip there is, when you are someone they can trust, you
Mm-hmm.
will hear real stories from your students.
That's right.
So
That's right.
give them a chance. Next is empathy. Okay, so
Oh,
uh, from learning their context, asking how your students are, you will model empathy already, right?
that's
So
right.
you can only understand what the person is going through if you listen to their stories. So it's very important to devote time, not to discuss lessons, but to really ask them how they are, right? So if you want your students to learn empathy, show it first by asking them, knowing their context, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And the last
Don't.
one is, don't be afraid to share. Now,
Yeah.
together with teaching empathy, you have to show vulnerability. So, in this part, you are asked to show your own vulnerability. Sometimes, teachers have that, that superhero image na, no, I can do this. I am, parang kaya ko to lahat, ganyan. But you see, this is the best time to actually be truthful also. When I say truthful, since you are the teachers, you're the adult in the situation, I know that you know what's age appropriate. Okay? So
Yep.
when we share something to your students, you don't share everything na, oh yeah, my husband and I fought the other day. Not those kinds of information, but something about you that they will understand you more as a person. If you want to tell them that you're also struggling learning how to navigate through the technology, if you're also struggling
Yeah.
understanding your feelings about the pandemic and all, tell them, let them know.
Yeah.
Showing vulnerability is the most effective way to teach empathy.
I like it. Galing, galing. Galing.
So, there is an exercise here. So I'll skip it. Medyo matagal kasi to. So the teachers kept quiet here for, I think, 15 minutes to just do some mindfulness exercise. And I ended up with a video. It's a documentary made by someone, parang showing how effective mindfulness is in helping students regulate their emotions or to understand themselves better. So there. So again, if you want the slide presentation, I am willing to share it with you. The resources are there here. Where is it? There.
Mm-hmm.
Check them out. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there. You can check them out, and you can go through the exercises and go through the readings I use.
Okay, Coach Tintin, where can they get in touch with you? Where can they reach you? And how is the what is the best way to connect with you?
Ah, you can contact Dika, or you can email me at christinedalcala@gmail.com. Okay,
Yep.
again, you can contact Coach A sa DCOP, or you can email me straight, christinedalcala@gmail.com.
All right. So, just if you're just hopping in and you miss some of the notes, some of the presentation of Coach Tintin, that is just a portion. Again, this is a complete workshop with activities, with introductions, with videos. So, this is a full workshop that we cannot show and share with you tonight because of our time constraint. But really, our idea for tonight is just to tell you and to share with you that there is a material that is specifically tailored for the educators. This is actually created for Key School of Manila, created by Coach Tintin, and the school have already opened this to other non-members of their school, non-members of their academy. It means that is this one is with the blessing of the school administrators, the owners. So this is something that we're doing. They're doing publicly. They're doing it openly out of the generosity of their heart. Now, one thing that you will be confident about the material is to begin with the schools have already prepared, okay, have already this mindset, and they are already mindful of the need of their schools, the need of school people, their teachers, and the students. If you miss my introduction, Coach Tintin Alcala is actually a life coach in the school for teachers, teachers and students. It means that the school, long before the pandemic, have already hired Coach Tintin to do this specific job. Therefore, the beauty of the material is that this is already adjusted, adapted, and we know that it is already something that's beneficial, working, and helping the school people. Coach Tintin, your school have already started, right?
Yes, we have our IB program that started last July 22, and we will
Mhm.
have a regular program on August 10.
All right. So,
August 10.
August 10, malapit na. So it means that if you just want to see if this is something that will work for the teachers, yes, it is, because this is for the school, created by Coach Tintin. She's a certified life coach by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur. But before we certified her, she's already functioning. She's already hard and functioning as a life coach for the teachers and the students of Key Schools Manila. Now, Coach Tintin, I just want to echo and dive into a couple of things that you said. Number one, not a lot of people would know that when you talk about mindfulness, being present, it is important that you have no judgment, non-judgmental. Okay, so that's the thing. When you say non-judgmental, is you accept, appreciate, and if you cannot appreciate, just acknowledge the emotions. Okay, this sometimes disconnect with people, because many people who would practice mindfulness would say you just have to be very positive and everything. Unfortunately, during this time, we have also to acknowledge that there's a lot of emotions going on. And I like what you
Yeah.
shared. Acknowledge even the no nonsense conversations, because maybe that's the only way these people can express, right? So,
Yes.
and I like it when you share that sometimes you also have to be comfortable with silence of the students. Because if
Yeah.
in the physical class, normally they would speak. Recently, I'm having some conversations with the teachers. The problem is the students will not speak, and you don't know what's happening simply because it's on a camera, and sometimes they went off the camera, they turned off the camera, and they would say it's signal, and they're not.
You know what? Some students are just really anxious facing the screen. So we have to understand that we don't call out students just because their video is off and all. So we have to be understanding that we have our different ano ba, coping mechanisms. 'Di ba? So iba-iba yan. So not like in the physical classroom wherein if you see someone who misbehaves, you can easily say, please
Yeah,
stop. And
I like that. I like that portion where you said that even that, because when you can accommodate no nonsense nonsense conversations, and you can be comfortable with the silence, it means that you are being present with the children. And it's very
yeah.
important.
Oo. Sometimes students would tell stories, but when you really listen to the things they do not say, there's so
So
much more.
much.
So much more beyond the words they say.
And this is where our profession as life coaches really comes in beautifully, because we are trained to listen. We are trained to actively listen, and we know the art of listening. And it is also important. One of the things that Coach Tintin shared is being present, and you do the check in. Okay, that one
Mm-mm.
is very important, because sometimes, okay, because of all the things that we are so excited to share, or maybe because we're stressed and we just want to finish the course or the material for today, you just go ahead and just boom, and the students are not yet there. So I believe the value of the check-in. Okay, so Coach Tintin, how do you see all this coming to form? What's going to be the outcome? Okay, we know that we are not in a normal situation, but yeah, we were calling people to rise up, show up, uh, be there, be with each other, share what we can. How do you see this progressing, Coach? What's going to be the outcome?
Mm.
2 years from now, how do you
So
see this?
2 years from we are all expert of the remote learning setup. I think, diba?
Yeah,
I think just because you are open enough to go through the struggles, you're enough to acknowledge
yeah,
that all these are difficult, all these are making us crazy and all. So again, that acknowledgement of your struggle and all the difficulties will help us improve everything. So, 'di
yeah.
ba? So let's see this and as an opportunity to actually be better at this, right? But coach A, I would like to add lang something with mindfulness. No, sometimes people get stuck with mindfulness, no, just acknowledging, being in the present and all. But there is this article I've read about self compassion also.
Yeah,
Equip mindfulness with self compassion, and sometimes that's what's difficult to give ourselves sometimes. No, as teachers, you have to be compassionate of yourselves. Do not beat up yourselves just because you're not able to to finish your online online lesson,
of
or just
course.
because you were not able to make a student talk in your session and all. Don't beat up yourself. Okay, again, you have to be self compassionate. You have to care for yourself. You have to practice self care at this point, because you know what? You cannot give what you don't have. So if you don't care for yourself, how do you expect that you care for your students? So your students deserve the best. When I say the best, I am not talking about a perfect teacher, but a teacher who's self-aware, a
That's right.
teacher who knows, yeah, a teacher who knows how to manage herself or himself, a teacher who knows his place in the society, a teacher who can make a well-discerned decision. Okay, so oh, we can all be the best that we can be, not
That's
a
right.
perfect one, but the best that we can be.
That's right. Thank you so much, Coach Tintin, for coming over, for joining me live episode of Coach Connect Who of the Hour. You have heard the value of mindfulness, but we went a little further and higher notch and say self-compassion. I believe, Coach Tintin, that's exactly what we are diving in here. That mindfulness is the start of the jump start. Okay, the practice of mindfulness allows us an individual to come into the present, to appreciate, to acknowledge, to come into a posture of non-judgment and see where we are as either an educator, a parent. Who are we in the season? In fact, the question I would always throw in is, 10 years from now, do you want to go back and look back in this season? Because if you are a parent right now, you are serving as an educator to your children. So you are also forming this, you are also sharing this load with the educators, with the teachers of educating and teaching your children. We are in a season where we are given a unique opportunity to adulting. We are adulting in this season. We are adjusting. We are showing up. And it's beautiful that Coach Tintin mentioned we have to love ourselves, take care of ourselves. And together with that is my encouragement to all of you. Know that help is available. You've heard of it countless of times from many people. You've been hearing it from life coaches. Whenever we go live, we will always say help is available. And sometimes that message may not come across to you very well because at times you felt you're alone. Right, Coach Tintin? If you are dealing with your students, you felt you're alone. If you are not able to submit your requirements, convert your materials to digital format, you feel you're alone. Yes, it's true, you're alone. I would like to put a context to it. Yes, you're alone until you say, I need help. Because we cannot extend what we don't really understand. We cannot say words because some of the words may just clutter your mind. That's why it's important that we see that we also have a role to play. That's what where I wanted to end this, Coach Tintin, that practicing mindfulness is allowing ourselves the moment to embrace the situation. And what's next is for us to rise up and be empowered and responsible to get what we need, to ask what we need. Because I like what you said. Uh, the school, in fairness to the school, did not force you to come back, did not force you to, serve. But because you are empowered to make that decision, then you're able to do this. Right? So that's where we are sharing with, this is why we're sharing this with you. The truth of the matter, we've got materials, we've got resources that we can share with you. And Coach Tintin Alcala is one of the many certified life coaches in our tribe who are willing to pay it forward. I myself we have a mindful wellness program that our certified life coaches is also moving around, really able to serve you with that program. But we need you to say, it's welcome. We need it. So if the materials that you have seen tonight is something that you see, you feel, and you think can help you and your fellow educators, connect with us and we'll connect you with Coach Tintin Alcala for you to get the materials. Okay? So, Coach Tintin, say your last message to all our viewers as we thank them for this moment, for being with us this hour.
Maybe I would like to start by saying thank you, Coach A, for this opportunity, and thank you for our viewers. Um, Again, we are all in this together. It takes acknowledgement that
Yes.
yeah, it takes acknowledgement that we are all going through tough times at this point. So we have to be able to say that,
That's
so
right.
we can say we need help, just like what Coach A is saying. And help is available. Help is available.
That's right po.
So, yeah,
Help is
hang
available.
in there, teachers.
Yes. Okay. Hang in there, teachers. You are really needed, and we acknowledge you. Uh, we are here. Our tribe is here, and there's a lot of educators in our tribe, and there's a lot of people who's also serving in the academe, serving the school. And so, if you need help, we are one of the institutions that you can come forward. Okay?
Siguro,
If
Coach A, no,
Opo.
that's what we admire about our teachers. They're always willing to help, but at this
But
point, oh, they have to recognize that help is also needed at this point, para sa
kasi,
kanila. Para
kasi they
mabigay
just
din yung quality, oo,
quality.
yung quality, oo. If you say you love your students, then you care for yourself also, because just like what I've said a while ago, they deserve the best of you.
Yeah, during this time, we need to see that you are well taken care of, because only by then you will be able to take care of the children that is who are entrusted into your hands. And this is not ending very soon. We know that this will take a couple of months and maybe years, and this is the best time for you to experience the love that you deserve, so that you can also give the love that you always have for our children, because maybe because of this time, that the season, the tension, the pressure, and the stress will get the best of you. And that's not what we wanted to happen, because you have been serving the children, you have been serving the academe, you have been serving us. So allow us to share in the burden, in the load, whatever it is that you're suffering, you're experiencing right now. Uh, do not suffer in silence and do not be alone. It's not a
Shared
cliche.
experience. It's a shared experience.
Tama, 'di ba, coach? Sometimes it's just a matter of you being able to express, and it will do you good. Decaf Coffee Republic is the home of certified life coaches here in the Philippines. We have a physical location. We are located inside Pioneer Center, along Pioneer Corner, United Streets. This is across, okay, across Bayanihan. And you can find us from 7 a.m. You can find the store, the place open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's because it's quarantine. We're open 24 by 7, but physically we have to close by 7 p.m. Just the same, you can connect with us 24 by 7. So 0917-586-1661. That's a hotline. That's one number. If you are not ready to speak, just connect and message, and then we will endorse you. We will connect you with a certified life coach. So far, Coach Tin, we've been helping a lot, and Google is doing a great job, also sending us some leads. And then we're able to serve the community, and we're grateful for that. Okay, so Coach Tin, once again, thank you so much to your school. Big shout out to all the administrators, to the owners, to the bosses, and to everyone who permitted this opportunity for everyone to benefit. Maraming pong salamat. Thank you so much. To God be the glory. May the Lord bless you continually. Coach Tin, may your heart find the joy continuously during this time as you serve your school, the teachers, the students joyfully. To everyone there, help is available. Know that our tribe is one of those people, one of those groups, one of those organizations that you can call upon. But what makes us different is we true to our calling. And we know that this season is a season for us to serve you. So good night, everyone. Give us the opportunity to serve you. Get in touch very soon. This is Master Coach A. Good night, everyone. Love, bam, boom. Love, bam, boom. And we love you, everyone. Coach Teen, thank you so much. It's been a great
Thank
pleasure to have
you.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Miss,
Bye
I
bye.
miss all of you.